Welcome everybody to our Tuesday Night Live call. We were just chatting a little bit before the call started, and one of the things that I hope will interest you this week, somehow, I don't know how it happened, but some of the conversations that I was having with some students, and a few of them were just distributors that were calling in, and a couple of marketers, somehow we got on the subject about talking to friends and family. And I don't remember who brought it up, but it kind of got my attention, so I jotted it down on my day planner, and I kept bringing it up to keep asking questions. And what was amazing is out of all these folks I spoke to, without any exception, they were all reluctant to talk with friends and family about their business or their products. And all of them are making money. They work the cold market or they work leads, but they don't work their friends and family. And, of course, I asked them all why, and I cleaned up their answers, just so you know. But it all boiled down to saying it politically correct. They didn't want to run the risk of alienating those closest to them. And they really felt pretty strongly about it. So I thought about this, and I thought about it over the weekend, and I have a thought for you, and I'd like your opinion. Do you think, or have you considered, that your friends actually might need what you have to offer, but they're missing out because of your reluctance to talk to them about it? And does it make sense that you're potentially missing out on a source that could provide you some high-quality business partners? Now, if it really is the issue for you, I'd like to offer a suggestion. Let's call it a submitted solution, and here it is. 1, it's always safe to keep in mind that the first principle of having a conversation with anyone is you're there to help those people, whoever they are, solve their problem. If you're going to have a conversation and you want to potentially talk about your opportunity, before you talk about your opportunity, think about solving their problem. And it's real simple. All you're looking to do is discover if they have whatever type of problem they have, it's one that you can help them solve if they want to do something about it. Another suggestion. Before approaching a friend or a member of the family, consider taking a little time to prepare. Think about everything that you know about them, whether it's them, their family, any like hobbies, sports, jobs, relationships, even things like or dislikes or passions, and I made a whole list of them here. And then write down all the problems you might have heard them talk about that would be associated with any one of these issues. Problems that you might be able to provide a solution to. Even the basics, health, finances, things like that. But focus on first how it's affecting them. And then these are the things that when you're having the conversation, if you totally block out of your mind going to your opportunity, it can be a very productive conversation, and you'll know whether or not you want to open up the door. So here's some other thoughts. Number 1, first and foremost, respect the relationship. Respect the relationship, because that's really more important than anything else, including as a business partner, if they're good friends and good family. So respect the relationship. Number 2, detach from feeling you have to talk about your business or your products as soon as possible. Don't go near the door. Don't open up the door until you know they're ready, so you avoid rejection and you avoid jumping the gun. And lastly, when you're exploring their problems, make sure that the problems they have are the type of problems you can solve before you open up that door. And do this before you think about opening up the door. Because your first step in this whole process is to discover whether or not you can help them. I discussed this with two marketers that aren't even my students the end of last week. And basically, they were surprised at the conversation we had, and they're going to give it a go. They're going to give it a try, even though they're afraid to talk to friends and family. So I'll be interested to see how it turns out. Okay. Let's get started. This is part 4 of deep listening and discovery. And Miss Naomi, are you ready to go to work?
I'm ready.
Okay. Oh, yes, ma'am. You're not on a speakerphone, are you?
No, I had muted before.
Okay, all right. If you're ready to go to work, I'm ready to go to work.
John, before we do...
Yes, ma'am.
A couple of housekeeping items.
Yes, ma'am.
One, what do you think about opening it up to everyone, not just the panel, for what they heard, now that we're on our 4th go-around?
Yeah, let's do that.
So that
yeah.
others can have an opportunity of getting some material.
All right.
Released.
All right. Good idea. So Naomi just suggested that everybody that's on this call, when we're going through this process of deep discovery, instead of the co-host providing the answers, we're going to open up the call so everybody can offer their thoughts and tell us what you heard and how you see it, so everybody can participate. I like that. All right.
But with that, John, just in case people don't realize that if they hit *6, if they've got sound in the background, because when you open it up, we're going to hear everything.
Yes, good point. So when we open up the...
clean.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
so
you might want to do *6, and then if the noise goes down, you can unmute by doing the same thing, *6.
Right. Okay, everybody got that? So when I open up the call to everybody, if you're not going to be talking or providing a thought, immediately push *6 so we don't have to mute everybody out because of the background noise. Thanks. Good idea, Naomi. All right, let's go to work. Hello, Naomi?
Yes?
Naomi, my name is John, giving you a quick courtesy call back because this is just a mere follow-up. You were looking for some no-obligation, free information about starting your own business, and specifically, this was not a job. This was a business you had owned. Do you remember filling that out?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So, I'm curious, what brought you to the realization that you wanted to start a business of your own?
Well, I'm just kind of checking things out a little bit, and, there's a lot to it.
Well, when you say a lot to it, have you had any success in finding a solution regarding your present situation? Are you comfortable with what you're doing?
I'm hopeful that I will. But no, I haven't found anything just yet. It's just a lot.
Okay. Have you had a lot of calls?
I've had a few.
Okay. How did the calls go?
Go to the website, I'll call you back, and that kind of stuff, basically.
Okay. Well, our call will be about you, whether or not anything fits you, and we're going to discuss risk and avoiding risk, as well as evaluating whether or not a business fits you or not, but no one's going to make an attempt to sell you anything or ask for any money, okay?
All right.
All right. So does it make sense to avoid risk in today's economy?
I think in any economy,
Okay.
it makes sense to avoid risk.
Could you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm single, and I have an apartment, and I have worked for a long time as a secretary to a wonderful businessman. I'm not the only secretary he has. He has a number of secretaries. There's a lot of work, and you have to have more than one. And, I don't know. I'm just kind of looking. What's your business?
Well, you specifically, Naomi, asked for wellness, so obviously I'm calling you about wellness. But I'd like to focus on you to make sure that if we do send you something, it's what you're looking for so we don't waste your time. So could I focus on you?
Okay.
Okay. How do you see your experience?
What do you mean focus on me?
What your needs are. What you're looking for. What your criteria is.
I want to know about a business. I want to... I've got time. To put some effort in. Need a little hand holding. I'm not really sure, but other people do it, so why couldn't I?
Well, what experience do you think would help you, with the new challenge of owning your own business? What experience do you think you could bring to the table?
Well, I follow directions pretty well. I'm a good organizer. I have to, I don't like to be pushed, though.
Okay. Is there anything you don't like about your job or what you're doing now?
We're busy all day long. It's a lot. And I wish it... I'm glad we're busy because that's job security, but it's a bit much sometimes.
Okay. So the pressure gets to you, is that what you're saying? Okay. How do you feel about being your own boss?
Well, I guess I could reduce the pressure then.
Sounds that way, doesn't it? Okay. When you think about owning your own business, what kind of feelings come to mind? Stability or inner peace or comfort or sense of safety or achievement, recognition. What are the buzzwords for you that are your why? Your reasons for...
Being more independent and running the show myself.
Okay. All right. Interesting. Very interesting. Have you ever, Naomi, worked a business of your own before? No. When you think about owning your own business, is this to, supplement your present income, or would you like it to take it over so you could leave the job you're at?
Well, it's not about the money.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that, please.
It's not about the money.
It's not about the money. Okay. So whether you make a little money or a lot of money, that's not that important to you?
No, it's not about the money.
Okay. So if you did make money, what would you do with the money? I'm curious, since it's not that important to you.
No, I do things. I might go to more shows, but it's really not about the money.
Okay. But it's about independence, being your own boss?
It's about my own. And I'm bored. I have time. I want to do something.
So you're looking for a new challenge?
Oh, I don't know if I want to use the word challenge.
All right. Are you looking to be recognized or listened to or heard or appreciated or validated or understood?
That sounds kind of big to me. I don't know if this is going to be right for me.
Okay, all right. When you say you don't know if this is going to be right for you, what is it about this whole process that you're uncomfortable with? I get a sense here you're uncomfortable about something.
Well, it just seems kind of big, and I'm not sure where this is going, and I kind of want to know more.
Okay. So if we took this one step at a time to show you what to do, what's expected of you, how you do it, when you do it, where you do it, who you do it with, know that the support is there, and take it one step at a time, where you could become comfortable with each step before you go to the next step. Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, but I need to understand the business.
Yes, you do need to understand the business. Yes. And in understanding a business, do you see how important it would be to test drive it before you decided to get started with it?
This might be bigger than I think.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let's pause right here. Okay? And let's open up the floor and listen to what everybody has to say about what this lady's mindset is.
All callers are unmuted.
Okay, who wants to go first? Don't be shy. What do you think? What are you hearing?
It's Barbara.
Hi, Barb.
I don't think she is up for this. I think she's very hesitant, very afraid. I think she'd have a hard time stepping outside of her comfort zone.
Bingo. Square number one. I agree with you. Insecure and stepping out of her comfort zone, I think that's one of the issues. I think you hit it. I really do, Barb. What else did you hear?
Really afraid to take any steps.
Right. Right.
I don't know.
Afraid, indifferent, pressure, whatever words you want to use, but it falls somewhere in that category. I agree with you. I think that's potentially another one. Anything else that you felt, Barb? Do you really get the sense?
She didn't even seem to have any real goals of why she wanted to do this. It wasn't, she said there was pressure at work, but that wasn't the issue. Money wasn't the issue. What was she going to do with the money? Go to a show? I don't think she had a real why.
No, she doesn't. Did you get a sense that she's not really a people person?
Yes, I did.
Okay. I kind of got that sense, yeah. Yeah. Not a people person. Okay. Anybody else here? Barb, do you have anything else to add? I agree with you on everything you've said.
No, that's good.
Oh, good. Thanks, Barb. Anybody else have any thoughts on what they heard? Deanna, you're out there. What did you hear? I know you're there. Michael, what about you? Did you hear anything? Two shy people. I don't believe it. Okay. Anybody else hear anything? If not, we're going to go back to the call and see what we can do here.
Hey, John, this is Steve.
Yeah, Steve.
I would suggest you get a hobby of flower arranging and move on.
That's what we're heading towards, isn't it? Yep. I agree. Yep. Disqualify. Okay. Thanks, Steve. I was hoping somebody would say that.
Can you hear me, John?
Yes, sir. You have a comment, please?
Yeah, well, the thing that she kept saying, it sounded like it... Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I wanted to make sure you could hear me. She kept making the comment that it sounded like it was too big.
Mm-hmm.
Without knowing exactly what she was even doing, she was saying it was too big. It was. She didn't think she would be able to do it because it just all sounded too big.
That's right.
And didn't make sense to me that she would say it was too big without really knowing much of anything.
She just doesn't want to get out.
Something that struck me.
You're right. And she doesn't want to get out of her comfort zone sitting behind that desk in the secretary's office. She's been there for a very long time. She's in a rut. And like it or not, I don't think she can change. She may want to, but wanting to and doing it is two different things. But I agree with you. Anybody else have any thoughts? Thanks, Michael. Anybody else have a comment? Bob, you have a comment or a thought?
Only that she was overwhelmed, and I think because she was overwhelmed, she was getting to the point where she was getting bored of what she was doing, and that leads to a lot of the other things, a low confidence in starting anything.
Mm-hmm. Bob, you're very good at discovery and working with people. What would you do with this lady? What would be the next step, in your opinion?
I think you're going to have to come out a little and ask her really if she really wants to do a business and what level she is.
Okay.
From 1 to 10.
Right. Okay. All right.
John, it's Barbara again.
Yes, ma'am. Thanks, Bob.
It would be a good idea to somehow transition her just to be a customer for now. Get started.
Now that's a good idea. Business is too big for customer first. Very good, Barbara. You do better when you're down in Arizona instead of being up in Canada. You're a lot sharper down here. I think this valley and the sun really wakes you up, kid. Bless you, bless you, bless you. Anybody else have a comment or a thought? No? Okay, let's go back to our call. Let's go back and see what we can figure out here.
All callers are muted and they can unmute themselves. All callers are muted.
Okay, Naomi?
Yes?
In our conversation so far, you said that you had a job for a very long time with the secretary to a wonderful person, and you really enjoy it, even though there's a lot of pressure and stress, and that you're looking to do something different, and you want to be independent. But in being independent, you gave me the impression that in changing your lifestyle that you're a little bit overwhelmed with the idea of tackling a new challenge. Am I understanding you correctly, or have I missed something that you need to help me with?
No, you are. Just, I don't want to feel my heart palpitate so much,
Okay. Well, between 1 and 10, how serious are you about facing this new challenge?
Well, if it's something I like and that I think I could do, I would say, an 8 or a 9.
An 8? If
it's too big and gonna cause problems, then I would say a 0.
Okay. How do you feel about the idea of trying the product first to make sure that it fits you, you're comfortable with it, you can see the benefits and the value, and obviously with no risk to you whatsoever, and then if you like the product, if you see the benefits, and you can get interested because of what you've experienced and what you like, then and only then we could discuss the aspects of the business. How would you feel about looking at it from a more conservative point of view?
That sounds good.
That sounds good.
But I need to know what it is and what it does. And
there you go. Okay. So if it's okay with you, let's schedule a call for tomorrow where we'll just talk about the individual products, what they do, what the benefits are, how they work, and see if any of what is involved with these products fits your needs.
Okay.
And then if you like it, we'll get you a product to try at no risk, and if you like the product, then we'll talk about the business. If not, you've risked nothing, you've lost nothing, and you'll have learned a lot about analyzing a business without any risk. How does that sound?
Sounds good.
Okay, I'm going to send you some information.
All right.
Yes, same time, and I'm going to send some information the next few minutes with my contact information on it. And that's all we're going to do tomorrow is just talk about the products. And we'll go through them and see which ones interest you, what the benefits are. And if any of them interest you and you'd like to try one, then that's what we'll talk about. If not, then with your permission, I'll just close your file and wish you good luck on your search. How does that sound?
Okay. Okay.
There'll be no pressure. No one's here to sell you anything. No one's going to ask for any money. We're just going to look at products, see what potentially gets your interest, and if nothing gets your interest, then I just need permission to close your file, and I'll see that all your information is deleted and destroyed.
Okay.
Does that sound pretty good?
Okay.
Okay, do you have any questions, Naomi?
No.
No? Okay. How do you feel about us getting to know each other on this call? Were you at all comfortable?
It was okay.
It was okay. Do you think you could do what we just did on this call, just having a conversation with someone without selling anything? You notice we didn't make any attempt to sell you anything.
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
Why do you feel that way?
I don't know.
Okay. So, the business side of it is a little scary for you. Is that what you're saying?
Well, maybe.
Okay. Well, do you think trying the product to make sure that it works for you first is the safest way for you to go?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
You're okay with that. All right, let's try the product, and let's see where we go from there, because there's a lot of things you could do with the product and be involved in the business and do it from a different perspective where you wouldn't have to feel like you're actually working a business, okay?
Okay.
Bless you. Well, then I'll see you tomorrow night, same time, okay?
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, Naomi, now tell us what your three biggies were that we may not have discovered tonight.
Well, one person even said one of them, which was overwhelmed.
Okay. All right.
I say hesitant goes with that Barbara had said.
Uh-huh.
It also calls me afraid, and I kind of link that with anxious.
Wait a minute. Overwhelmed was the first one. What's the second one, please?
Anxious.
Anxious, okay.
And when Barbara talked about this person sounds afraid,
Uh-huh.
afraid and anxious are kind of in the same boat.
Uh-huh.
And the other one you actually brought up in discussion. This person doesn't sound like a person that can change.
Uh-huh.
But what I wrote down was hopeful.
Uh-huh.
So maybe I didn't display that on
Okay.
not Catherine Hepburn.
Okay, all right. Now, what would you have done differently with this prospect, Naomi, if you were having the conversation? Is there anything, because you're very good at discovery dialogue, what would you have done different?
Sometimes, John, when someone's giving me like one-word answers or you know, it kind of feels like there's a stone wall there, I can't connect.
Uh-huh.
I'll either try and make a joke or something, or say, is this a bad time? Because I'm not feeling that we're conversing back and forth.
Got it.
And I would really put it to them.
Okay.
You're looking for a business. We're just having a conversation here. I'm just wondering why the brick wall's coming up.
Got it.
Say it.
Okay. All right. Okay. Anything else you would have done differently, kid?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think have this person become, test out the product first.
Uh-huh.
Is a great idea.
But you don't really think it's going to work to bring this person into the business. This is not a business builder.
this is the person that when they believe in something, they might talk about it, they might share it with the limited people that they know. This person is a spinster, and very sheltered.
That's right. Lived alone. Yep. A loner. Doesn't have a social life. Yep. Yep. Okay.
And has a lot of time on their hands.
Right. So the bottom line is bring the person in as a product user, step number 1. Step number 2, get them comfortable with the product. Put the business on the back burner. Look for referrals from as many friends as she has that would like to try the product. Maybe you can bring 6, 8, 10 people in so she could get her product pretty much for free or for a free period. Where then she really likes the product because she doesn't have to pay for it. And you might stumble on 1 or 2 good people out of her referrals that would be business builders and thank her for it. That's the most you could really expect with this type of a prospect. Any of our co-hosts have any different feelings with that? None? Okay, I'm going to open up the floor for questions.
All callers are unmuted.
Any questions from anybody out there in the audience about what we did tonight?
Hi, John. This is Damien.
Hi there, Professor. How are you?
Doing just fine. Thank you. One point I had, or rather question I kind of came up with, was the fact that if I start off saying that I'm not a salesman or a telemarketer, and then turn around and offer the product, have I kind of walked back on what I had said initially by saying that I wasn't a salesman or telemarketer?
Not at all. You're offering her the opportunity to try a product at no risk whatsoever.
They do have to pay for it, though, right?
Absolutely. But they have no risk if they don't like the product. Return the empty bottle.
Put the money back. Okay.
That's right.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. There's a big difference between helping someone and being a salesman. We were trying very hard to help this lady tonight. We made no attempt to sell her anything because she would have bolted and run.
Right.
Good point, Damien. Give my best to your mom, please.
Certainly.
Here, thank you.
Hey, girl, how are you? Okay. You have any comments or thoughts, Ramona?
No, without repeating what the observations already made.
Okay.
Right on.
Now, Ramona, you're good with folks when you talk to them doing discovery. Was there anything you would have done differently when you first heard this lady speaking? Any different direction you would have gone?
Well, quite honestly, the first early on when she said, "I don't like to be pushed," to me that was like a red flag.
Oh yeah. Oy vey. You got it.
For someone, this characteristically, this person's personality may not fit being an entrepreneur and owning your own business. So I may have probably looked to disqualify her sooner than later. But I thought the point about having her try the product was an excellent one.
Yeah, Barb had a good point there.
Yep.
I know a lot of folks, after the way she started out the call, they just would have sent her their information and said, if you like what you see, give me a call and I'll be glad to discuss it with you.
Right.
A lot of people would have just cut the call short. Anybody else have a comment?
John, it sort of brings, certainly Barb's point made me think about that maybe we get so caught up in qualifying, disqualifying, that we maybe miss opportunities to offer to try them with a product.
That was Barb's point, and I think it was very valid, because not only will she get a product user, but how many referrals will she get that she might find an actual business builder in one of her friends.
Right.
So Barb's point was very well taken.
Yep. Thank you, Barb.
Anybody else have a comment or a question?
Yes, John, this is Steve.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I like Barb's point as well, no question about it. The only comment I would make is there's always a tension between the opportunity cost of spending time with this person and seeking other more qualified people that you can spend more time with. So there's always it's a judgment call that you just have to make, yourself and move ahead. There's no right answer, obviously, but you have to make a judgment call one way or the other. Is, do I want to spend time here with this person who doesn't have real, capability of being, at least initially anyway, a very good marketer, or do I just want to move on and try to find some much more interested people to work with? So, it's just a comment.
Good point. Be more judicious with...
Back to that from Barbara.
Okay.
If she's just going to try the products for a while, and you're going to give her time, because obviously she's not going to be able to make up her mind even about the products immediately. You need to give her time to try out the products. She's not going to take a lot of your time.
No, she's not.
I don't think.
Nope. And when you check back with her 2 or 3 times during the month, she might warm up and become more trustworthy and more comfortable with you, and who knows what could happen. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Well, this was a very, very different call tonight. There was some wonderful lessons about saving a prospect, making him a product user, getting referrals, and what that can do to your bottom line in your business. I hope everybody